Today we're doing an interview with MrcleChild. This is someone who I've definitely taken a lot of inspiration from, seeing that this is someone who's not going to be scared to put themselves into the limelight. You have to actually put yourself into that opportunity to actually have that opportunity. So this is someone who actually definitely is going above and beyond with at least trying to be the best version of himself.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Where does the name MrcleChild come from?
My mother gave me that name. It's been like a name for a very long time, bro. I was born premature,
Oh wow.
so when I was first born, the doctor told my mother I wasn't gonna make it. Uh, but I ended up being here today, so that's where the Miracle Child name came from.
Where are you actually from? What town?
I've been born and raised in Boston my whole life, bro. But I've been in different parts of the city, so like Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, everywhere. I've been pretty much all over the city, bro, bouncing around. But I currently reside in Dorchester right now.
Really? What so do you think that which scene in Boston do you think is actually the most thriving scene for an up and comer? Do you think that there is like a certain area where people could go and actually get a lot more at least chances?
I mean, I feel like everywhere around the city right now, bro, it's a lot of talent everywhere all over the city, man. I feel like this year specifically, even last year, it's been like the year where a lot of people have been putting themselves out there. And we've been kind of starting to cement ourselves into the industry just a little bit, getting those small opportunities, man. But I think that's just it's all kind of helping us get to wherever we want to go and put Boston on the map at least a little bit. So
Hell yeah.
everywhere got a little bit of talent everywhere, man. So
What actually influenced your style? Who do you think influenced your style?
I mean, I listen to a lot of different artists. I can't really say anybody specifically influenced me, but I growing up, I've listened to starting from Eminem to Chief Keef to G Herbo, Lil Durk, everybody. I mean, I kind of listen to everybody, but I feel like just I was able to get in there and try to make my own type of sound and not really get inspired by anybody. And I think that it just kind of came with over time, like just being able to build myself up. So I can't really say anybody specifically inspired me, but I say like those specific names like Eminem, G Herbo, all them people kind of got me into like wanting to go deeper into music. I'll say that. Like,
Hell yeah. Do you think that in the bigger picture you kind of have to not necessarily take from other people's styles but almost look at a bunch of people's styles and see how all of these different people were able to make something happen with it and kind of just take a mix of all of that. It's kind of like mixed martial arts in a way. If you watch any up and coming star, they always have little bits and pieces that remind you of someone else, but they do it in such a spectacular way where they're able to just stun everyone that comes before them. So do you think that's kind of like the way that it is with music? Do you think it is smart to not just box yourself into one style?
yeah, I think starting out, anybody who's first making music, you're always drawing inspiration from somewhere. You see somebody and you're like, well, damn, I could do that. You know what I mean? And you listen to your favorite artists and you probably trying to make music like them, and and you just kind of get in there. But like I said, you as the more you start doing it, you start being able to find your sound, who you are, and what you want. How you want to cement yourself in the industry, or how far you might want to take it. So, everybody starts out drawing inspiration, but I think overall, like as time goes on, like you'll start finding who you are. Like,
What's the one most eye opening thing that music has taught you so far about yourself?
I'll say for sure, like everything isn't easy, man. Like it's a process. Everything takes time. Even with where I'm at, like I'm not at the top, bro. Like and I made a lot of progress. I say with like within the last couple years, and just like with just steady, like just going with it. I say like it's just been a process. It's taught me patience and nothing that comes easy in this world, man. Like you got to invest in yourself. Um, and upon with investing in yourself, you're not always gonna win, bro. Like
Mm.
you can invest your money into something and it could go well, or it could, or it could not. You know what I'm saying? But it just teaches you how to learn from things. Be patient, man. It's not a thing that you gotta. It's not a thing to rush, and you gotta appreciate the journey while you're on it, man. Like so when you be able to get to that point of where you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, you can appreciate it more. Like
Yeah. So you don't just there's it I think it is very good for a lot of people. Some people they get it overnight and they lose it just as quick. But those other people who actually grind really hard for it, they are the ones that are able to make those stories that are good to watch. Like those movies that we're all inspired by are those underdogs that came from something that would have put a lot of people into the ground, but they used that as their fuel for their fire. So what is your real reason for starting to do music?
I mean, I started doing music. I say at the age of 14. It was more just like a fun thing, you know. I wasn't really taking it so serious. My cousin, he used to rap, um, and we used to always be in the basement and stuff like that. And he would force me to like freestyle, and my freestyles used to be like trash, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think what really kind of got me into like wanting to do it was like going into college, seeing people on campus performing, and kind of wanting to be in that same space a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, dang, like I see this person is on the stage, they doing what they do, like they doing what they love to do. I could do that same thing. And I was kind of just diving into it a little bit, but I think like what really cemented me into like wanting to take it more serious and kind of wanting to tell more of my story and get out there was like, the passing of my father. Like that was, I think that was a pivotal moment in my life where it was like, okay, well, I started to be more vulnerable in my music, being more intentional and wanting to like just tell a story rather than just trying to be cool with it. Like
Hell yeah. Do you think that the passing of your father influenced you to really take it actually serious? Do you think that before then you were more or less just having fun with it and that was what kind of put that battery in your back to see that there is something that you can make of this and it is something that you do want to do to also honor him?
yeah, that was partially the reason. Um that like, I think around that time before his passing, my life was in a very different place, bro. Like I was doing a lot of other stuff, just not really focusing on the music as I should have been. But that's life, but I think that like his passions for sure, and then just kind of like sitting with myself and understanding like, this is something that I actually love to do. And, I'm not just doing it just to be famous, bro. Like, I actually just want to tell my story and be able to connect with those who can probably resonate with that. And if someone comes to me and be like, well, damn, like I listened to your song and, that got me through a tough time. Like, that's kind of more so like what I'm trying to do it for. But definitely those pivotal moments in my life where him passing was like more of a reason where I was like, okay, like let's start really, trying to tell a story instead of just trying to be cool, bro. Like,
Yeah. Do you think it was like an outlet where you could almost use it as like a way to get your pain out though?
yeah, for sure. Um, like I always, whenever I'm feeling any type of way, man, like and like I got the inspiration to make a song, like I'm gonna make a song. It doesn't matter if it's the best song I made or some trash, bro. Like, I feel like it's just a way for me to be able to express myself. It's always been like that. I never been the type of person that really talk a lot and say too much around people. So I think the music has always been one of the best outlets for me to be able to talk about certain things that I may not be comfortable talking about like face to face to a person. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
When it comes to music, how do you for your own music? I know it's probably like almost a child to you. Whenever you create something, it's almost like a piece of you. How can you decipher if it's good or bad? Is there what in your brain tells you when something's bad? Because there is a lot of people who will just say everything they do is good.
I mean, I say, like for me personally, like if if I'm making a song and I'm probably like, if I make a song and I probably won't play it back after I've made it or whatever, I can say that's probably a song that I'm not really messing with. Or if after I made it, or even when I'm making it, it's probably not the best, because I definitely made some songs that aren't the best songs, bro, But I
Yeah.
say, like, for me, it's just, I, I kind of just had that feeling inside when I know, like, when I made something that I really like. It's just like when you sit here and you sat here and you drew something that you really liked, and you get that feeling, you start feeling happy inside, man. You get that, like, you get that little it's kind of the same thing with music. Like, when I make a song and then I run it back, I'm like, okay, well, this is something, and let's see what we can keep going with and keep moving forward. I don't try to get comfortable and be like, well, dang, I don't need to keep, I don't need to make no more, But if I make a bad song, I make a bad song, and that's just what that is, man. It's all practice at the end of the day. Like,
Well, I think it reminds me of this one quote. It's wins and lessons. There's those lessons are only available when you actually try and commit to something, and sometimes don't fully succeed at it. You know what I mean? You actually get a lot of opportunity to self-examine and see what is the reason why you didn't, or why maybe you did but could have done better. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
But where did you grow up? Where was like the? I know I asked you like where did you grow up before, but like what was the place that you actually would say is the thing that where's the place that actually evolved you into being who you are?
Um, that's a great question, bro. I say I kind of say a little bit of everywhere I've been, man. Like, I've never really been cemented in one place up until maybe like my like mid teenage years, bro. When I probably got got to like 17, 16. Like,
Hell yeah.
I've been all over the city though. So it's like I went from Milton to Mattapan, Dorchester, everywhere, man. Like, and I feel like a bit of everywhere has kind of been able to like make me who I am. Each part of the city has given me like different experiences. With the people I've met, the things I've done and experienced in life. Whether it was good or bad, I feel like everywhere kind of played a role in like who I am today.
Would you say that plays into how humble and how down to earth you are? Would you say it's because you've had to go through struggles of finding ways to fit in, finding ways to actually just make new friends in that time of bouncing around?
Um, yeah, I could say that. I said growing up, it was like moving from different places, like being somewhere for like a 2 years, and then having to go on to somewhere else. Excuse me. It definitely was hard to keep certain connections. I never really been the type to fit in with the crowd anyway, and I understood that like later on in my life that like I was never made to fit in with everybody, bro. Like I've been a different person my whole life. Like I've always just been to myself, doing my own thing, having my own type of like lane, and I think that definitely plays a part. Like just me, just being able to try to be comfortable in my own skin and be able to make my own moves, and like everything is not like forever. When you
Hell yeah.
somewhere temporary move, bro. Things. But I think that when I cemented myself being in Dorchester, I met the people that I have in my life now, like the friends and family that I have now. It's like, those people definitely play a big role in my life now.
When it
Yeah.
comes when it comes to you being very versatile, one very very looked at category in rap right now is drill music. Do you think that drill music is going to be overall something that could take down hip hop? Do you think it's something that is a, a sort of like very, or do you think it's too destructive for it to ever have a future?
I mean, I feel like drill music is always gonna be what it is, bro. It's just drill music. You know, there's always gonna be a market for it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's there's always gonna be somebody making it, man. I mean, I'm not really a person who makes drill music, but I listen to some songs that's like in the drill category, if you'll say. I think that as long as there's a market for it, bro, it'll always flourish. Like
That's fair. What song
there's
of you?
always, there's an audience for everything, man. And so I can say that, it'll keep going. I don't think it'll be something that could destroy people. I mean, it depends on how you go about it, bro.
Definitely, definitely. What song of yours do you think actually represents you the best?
That's I think my recent like on my last like tape, my last like real tape on Long Live the King Deluxe. I dropped that on SoundCloud. The last song, which is a bonus track, called Strange. And that's like more of me understanding that like, my father's no longer here. Um this is my reality now. And now I'm stepping into a role of trying to make a name for myself without him being here and without having that crutch, if you know what I mean. Like, so
I do, yeah.
that was like a song if you want to kind of understand a little bit about who I am and like, what I represent in a way, like that song for sure. Like got a little bit vulnerable, like I got a little vulnerable on that song. I was able to kind of capture a moment that I felt like, I wasn't able to capture beforehand. So
Hell yeah. Well, I think that a lot of the music that you have that I've listened to so far, I definitely can see there is potential in what you're doing. I do see that I like how you aren't necessarily sticking to one specific style. I like how you're trying to mix it up and trying to kind of feel or like find your lane, which is dope. I think a lot of people have to do that. They can't necessarily jump into one thing and just expect that to be them. You kind of have to just see what is best fit for you. And I think that's definitely an honorable thing for what you're doing.
for sure, appreciate that, man.
What is the plans for the up and coming music though? How, do you have any like what is the goal for this year?
Right now, I'm in the works of trying to put out a single next month. Um, that's called "Young Rich Nigga." Um, that's gonna be a single I'm trying to put out next month. There's no specific date for that yet, but it's definitely coming out next month.
Perfect.
Right now, I've been working on a small tape. There's no release date for that yet, but that's definitely in the works right now. Uh, I'm not gonna put out like a name for it or anything yet, but I've just been working on a small tape, and I got a single coming out next month for sure.
Will the song "Strange" be coming out before then?
Um, nah, Strange is already out.
Oh, okay, okay. I couldn't
It's
find
already
that on YouTube. I didn't see that on YouTube.
on SoundCloud. That's on Long Live the King Deluxe. That's
Oh,
on.
okay.
Um, but yeah, new single coming out next month, and I've been working on the tape for right now. Just taking my time with that and making sure everything kind of sounds right and kind of not just it's just not just some songs, but actually kind of paints a little bit of a story.
Are you gonna put everything that's on SoundCloud onto YouTube as well?
That's kind of the goal. I mean, there's some songs that I'm considering, trying to release those and put them on YouTube and try to get some visuals that goes going. But definitely for my upcoming tape, like it's gonna be some visuals for that. Definitely start putting more distribution like drops. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping on all platforms, trying to do that a little bit more. Yeah, definitely trying to start moving forward and doing things the right way, and
Hell
kind
yeah.
of trying to graduate from the SoundCloud, little era. I'll definitely still be having some drops on SoundCloud here and there, but definitely moving forward, I want to do some more like just dropping on all platforms. People can stream it, reach more people and stuff like that. Moving forward.
I think it's essential. I think it has to be on all platforms because you never know who's gonna hear it, and that's like the thing is like if you really want something to blow up, you have to have it on all of them because it just has to hit that one set of ears that is gonna put it somewhere. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But definitely great talking to you. Is there any message that you would like to get across to your fans?
Hey, I say, just be you. Don't look at the next man or woman and try to compare your life, man. Everybody's on different paths in life, bro. Just figure out where you fit in and make the best out of your situation, bro. And don't rush trying to be successful, bro. Like enjoy the process, and I think that when you consistently put in that work and enjoying where you're at, you'll get to where you're at. You'll get to where you want to be with no problem, man. Like, and put the jaws down.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate your time. We'll have to do a longer one in person soon.
Nah, for sure, bro. I appreciate you having me, man. It's a pleasure. We're definitely gonna connect soon, man. God bless, bro, and you take care. All right, bro.
You as well. Stay blessed.
Yes, sir.